I'm Samantha Olson. I teach at Quora, and I do 9th through 12th graders. So we started out, we're talking about distracted driving and how to be safe driving. The first thing we did was do some distracted driving research, and then we did like a little game on the computer where they had to practice distracted driving. And then the final thing was doing VR. I chose to do VR because I thought for them it was the most realistic experience they could have without having a driver's license or without actually getting into a car and doing distracted driving. So that's kind of why we decided to do it, to round off the distracted driving thing. It went really well for the ones that were willing to participate. I think like you could see them and they were like, oh, and because the videos that they used, they had you drove for a little bit and then you experienced what it was like to distracted drive. And then the other video I showed, they had you look at different people who have been impacted by distracted driving, and you could see them going, oh.
We were watching behind the wheel stuff, well, mostly showing, how dangerous texting and driving is. I mean, for most people it's common knowledge, but I don't think they really know the consequences until it happens, which is unfortunate.
Like they realize it impacted more than them, or like when you're driving, all of a sudden a car comes from the side and hits you, and you could see them jumping like, oh, I didn't see them there because there's a phone right here. Or even how much time looking down at your phone takes away from you looking at the road. So I think it was just really informational for them, and it was a real life experience for them. So
I would say for some people, they maybe can't visualize the dangers in this. You're kind of there with it, so you can see what happens.
Yeah, so I do life skills, and one of the things that when I was looking through different options I had with the VR kit is you can do college tours. So I think that would be really beneficial, because especially if you want to tour out of state, and if you can't afford to go out of state, or that's just not an option, that's a way to look at the campus, see what people have before you go and make that decision. So I think that would be a really great way to use it. And honestly, I'd like to incorporate it more. I have to figure out life skills, but that would be an easy area to put different stuff in. So
in my history class, we did like World War II sites, World War I. We did that in there. In art, I don't know, maybe like art museums without actually having to go there. You can like see everything.
And I think it was simple to use once I kind of figured out, okay, this is how I have to use it. And I wrote down instructions and students were able to follow it. So it was really easy for them to access. If you have students that are really engaged in technology, this is a perfect thing for them to do, because they're like, oh, we're doing VR today? Yep, we're doing VR today. Okay. And I don't think they realize that's part of learning. They just think of it as, here's a PowerPoint and here's our worksheet. So I think it's a good way to get them engaged.